Hey guys, welcome back to Heaven's Secret, and I know some of you have been anxiously messaging me a lot to play this one, so here you go. We're gonna do it all in one fell swoop. They released episode 7, 8, and 9, I believe, of season 2, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish it. This one says Satan Strikes Back. It's very Star Warsy, but yeah. Okay, so I'm super nervous about this. I have been getting a few tips. Somebody told me, I think it was Ashley. Somebody told me that Bond is a vegetarian, and so keep that in mind when feeding him or something like that. And then somebody else told me to have, by episode 9, 28 angel points and 26. Oh wow. I just closed that, and 26 demon points. So I got that. Well, no, I don't have that yet. I have 29 angel points and 24 demon points. So I have the angel points. Those are ready to go. So I just need to get, in the next 3 episodes, 2 demon points, and I should be ready to go. Let me fix that. That's full screen. Okay, I guess we'll just go ahead and press play. Let's get started. This is going to be probably not fun. I can't imagine any of this going well. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that someone dies. I don't know. I'm gonna hope not, but it sounds like we're gonna be in the middle of a war. I've honestly not been looking forward to this. Oh, also I did replay all of season 2. Because I just made a romantic choice to go for Dina over Lucifer. But then I changed my mind again based off of the last update. I don't know. I feel like I want to go for Bont. So I redid the whole season 2. I didn't have sex with Lucifer at the beginning. Then when Dino asked me to choose between him and Lucifer, I broke up with him. So I think we're at this point where Lucifer thinks we're together, but I'm just gonna break up with him at the earliest of convenience. I don't know. They haven't given me an opportunity yet, so I don't know. But my goal is to be with Bond, even though I'm highly concerned about that, because I feel like he's a ticking time bomb. He could either be lying about not being evil, or eventually is going to get captured and taken away, or turn evil. I don't know. There's a lot of theories around that. Why are we in the kitchen, by the way? Anyway, there's a lot of theories surrounding that, so I'm not certain. So I could end up dating an evil guy again. Not that Lucifer is evil, it's just the bad boy jerk is not for me. Yeah, I'm not into that. So I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's kind of give you an opportunity to understand where I am with the different characters right now. So that's why things might be not what you're expecting. Okay, chapter 7, the assault. The pots and pans were rattling and gushing hot steam. Numerous voices merged into an incoherent susurrus. I've come here to get some food for Bont. Okay, here's a vegetarian thing, and I was waiting for it. Oh no, I don't want to say that again. Admiral closed his eyes, put his head on the chopping block. No, no, no. Oh, I also spared the serpent, because I was thinking about the powers that you get either way. See, when you kill it, they give you the power of persuasion that the angels and demons have at birth, but that still doesn't put me on a level playing field with everybody else, because they've grown since then. You know what I mean? So they just said I have it from when they were born. But, which is better than what I had before, but I kind of feel like, because she's a very secretive person, she gets in a lot of trouble. The bigger thing for me was not letting somebody get in my head and to manipulate me, persuade me to do anything. So, I did that instead. That's why I have a different tattoo. You can see it here on my leg. It's a phoenix tattoo. But anyway, no, no, no. The head rolled across the scaffold. Oh, Lord. I closed my eyes and shook my head. No, stop picturing this. Pull yourself together, Melody. Here's what I managed to scrape together. I shuddered. What's the matter? Sorry, I got carried away. What have you got there? I didn't know what you liked, so I got you several things to choose from. So we got a vegetable mix, a fried hare, or vegetable mix. Okay, with the vegetable mix. I'll take this one. Thank you so much. You've been eating a lot lately. It's probably due to stress. Yeah, stress. I'm fine. Thanks again. I grabbed the plate and left the kitchen before Miss Elena got the chance to ask more questions. But she can't get in my head. That's great. Bon greeted me with a grateful smile, the same as always. You came. And I'm not empty-handed. Here, eat something. I put the plate in front of him. His smile grew wider. You take such good care of me. He eagerly pounced on the food, but then stopped, obviously feeling awkward. Sorry, I'm starving. Eat. I waited until Bon finished eating and told him everything that happened. This is awful. Why does Shefa allow it? Although, I think I know why. Why? Shefa doesn't interfere. He wants his children to learn from their own mistakes. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I'll turn down the music a little bit. It's a bit loud in my ear. It's a little better. Okay. The child falls, hurts his knees, but then he learns to be more careful. Pain, mistakes, and frustration are the best teachers. That one's a difficult one. It is like trying to teach children and like teenagers or something like that, you know, because it's hard for them to believe you based off of your experiences when you tell them that something is a bad thing. Like, sometimes they can believe it, but sometimes it can be a little stubborn because they don't know for sure for themselves and they feel like they want to figure it out. And so, unfortunately, a lot of times they don't learn unless they experience it themselves and they really know what it's like. So I can understand that. Even it's tough, but I have been on the other side, so I do understand. Yeah, you do learn from mistakes. It just sucks that they have to go through that in order to learn that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree there, even though I wish it wouldn't be that way, I suppose. Ooh, that's demonic. Okay. Well, I need that point anyway. 25. Like any demon, and you're right to do so. He who shed tears dearly and laughs sincerely. He who died before knows what life is for. The problem is that demons are the ones who should be teaching this, not the angels, but they started to change places like the poles of the earth. And this leads to cataclysms. Why do they keep making me do this? Inhale, exhale. Opened my eyes and saw Bon staring at me. Is everything okay? Winchester gave me something before he died. I took out the ring. Bon held out his hand but immediately pulled it back. Something is wrong with it. Really? It looks like a regular ring to me. I examined it for a while. I put it on my finger. Y'all hear that? Oh. I took it off immediately. It fell on the ground, rolled on its side, and stopped. Bond picked it up. Looks like something's here. He handed it to me. What? After the impact, a piece of the ring shifted, and something popped out from under the skull. I squatted and started banging the ring against the floor until its contents spilled out into the full ground. Aww. I ran my hands over the strands of hair and clenched them inside my fist. This is Winchesto's and Mom's hair. The curse of attraction. Was that the spell that they were under? How did somebody get a hold of his ring to put that in there then? Someone put this in Winchesto's ring, but how? And probably the same is hidden in one of Rebecca's personal belongings. It's the same way they used to curse people back on Earth. I never believed in this. How do you think they found out about it on Earth? I sighed. A desire to be with each other must have clouded each other's minds. So it's true, someone messed up with their feelings. I had to talk to my mom. What time is it? I think I'm supposed to have a lesson now. I got up, dusted myself off. I have to go. Good luck. I'll be here if you need me. Bond. Yes? What are you planning to do? They might find you. The moment I leave school, Sheffield will track my energy. The school is protected by an energy dome, so it's harder for him to track me. I'm safer here. For now. I'm still trying to figure out what's next. Presently, I've exchanged one cage for another. Oh, Bond. Run. You'll be late. I hesitated, but the lesson was about to start, so I had to leave. I don't know. I still teeter back and forth thinking that freeing him from the tower might have been a mistake. I don't know. Geralt and Miss Alina stood in front of the assembled students. It's still a little loud. Today we will practice away from the school. You must be able to react quickly to unfamiliar surroundings. The forest is a great place to practice your reactions mid-flight. Flying at full speed into a tree or a branch is a sure way to break your neck, and it does not feel good, believe me. Yeah, I've had my neck broken by an asshole. I do. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Andy or us. Andy smiled shyly and nodded. What the fuck is that? When I was replaying season 2, I noticed that they changed my mom's image. I didn't see that they changed Andy's until now. I feel like they should just put these clothes on the old one. Because this one's face kind of creeps me out a little bit. It's like body snatchers or something. Geralt is truly proud of him. I looked at Andy. The training did him good. He looks more confident somehow. He looks like a different person. Geralt clapped once and spread his arms. Well then, let's start the lesson. Take off. Andy nodded at me and smiled, and then with one sharp swing, he soared up. I leveled with the treetops and flew forward, picking up speed. When I flew past the branches, I could hear the wind whistling in my ears, and my heart pounded every time I came close to crashing. The training helped me blow off steam and clear my head. When I returned to the ground, I was no longer the same. Geralt and Miss Lena were waiting for us at the same place. Seems that everyone is safe and sound. This is a good start, but there is work to do. He fell silent mid-sentence and turned around. That music does not sound great. Everyone fell silent too, waiting for whatever Geralt sensed coming from the depths of the forest. Why are they here? Hush. Thank you for waiting for us. Were we? I'm so sick of seeing his face already. He looks stupid. Satan and his counselor slowly approached us and stopped next to Geralt and Miss Alina. Tired and disheveled after training, the unclaimed looked ridiculous compared to the confident and ever-arrogant Satan. Why would we look ridiculous? He looked impeccable, as if an entire team of designers worked around the clock on his image. Okay. We're in the middle of a lesson. We won't take long. Satan looked around at everyone present. His gaze settled on me for a moment and hastily returned to the rest of us. If I want to become a demon, it's best not to get into a fight with him. Well, ultimately, I don't. So... What up, Pete? No, it's demonic. Well, there you go. I'm at my 26 points. So I'm good to go for episode 9. I silently nodded at him. Satan's lips twitched slightly into a grin and he immediately looked away. Did you notify Sarah Crowley you'll be visiting? Do I need to notify anyone about anything? Miss Alina looked at Geralt in dismay. Can we help you with something? Yes, shut up and step aside. Despite his irritation, Geralt followed Satan's order. He scanned the crowd again. You are the unclaimed, neither demon nor angels, but soon you will have to choose a side. However, time is of the essence. The choice must be made now. What are you talking about? Satan ordered to stay quiet. From now on, I do not trust heaven, and therefore I am concerned about the safety of the demons studying here. They are all to return to hell, home, and they will continue their studies there. Who gave you the authority? Silence! Barely contained anger contorted Geralt's face. You have 3 hours to decide who you want to become. If you want to be demons, then welcome to hell. But be aware, if you choose to stay here, the road to hell will be closed to you forever. You cannot offer this to students, especially without the consent of Shefa and Sarah Crowley. Miss Alina's voice trembled. I've already done it, honey. Go away. Geralt restrained Miss Alina so that she wouldn't try to attack Satan in a fit. The countdown starts now. Satan looked at me again, smiled with a strange, mocking grin, turned around, and walked away. I advise you to take this offer very seriously. Be smart. He bowed slightly to us and followed Satan. Geralt was about to say something, but couldn't find words, and then Miss Alina said, No one has the right to force you. The lesson is over. Go back to school. I don't like this at all. Anxiety was building up inside me. Something terrible was about to happen, and this ominous feeling made me feel powerless and scared. It kind of sounds like he just wants more soldiers. I saw that many folks felt the same, but the only thing we could do was be obedient. The school was in turmoil. Crowley rushed furiously into the yard. I have never seen him like that. Unclaimed, can I have a minute of your attention? Satan has crossed all lines. For now, this is still my school, and I dictate the rules around here. How dare he talk to you and the demons without my knowledge? So Satan managed to talk to them, too. He must be desperate, since he personally came to recruit everyone. Listen carefully. Seraph began to pace like a madman. Heaven will renounce those demons and unclaimed who choose to leave. It means you will no longer have any prospects nor enjoy the protection of heaven. Bitch? Really? So, okay. Mimi, for example, her dad, Maman, who loves her, is like, you know, you gotta come home. That's her fucking family. And if she leaves to go and be with her family during a time of war and crisis, you're gonna say that, fuck off, you can't come back and heaven is basically closed to you? Really? See, this is kind of bullshit. Like, that's why I don't want to decide, like, I don't necessarily want to be on the path of Malbont, but I don't want to decide between being an angel and demon because both sides are terrible. I don't want to be an angel or a demon. So if people like him in charge and Shefa who doesn't do shit, and then you have Satan, do we need to say more? Get into your heads once and for all that hell's in a losing position. Would you speak like this if the demons were present here? That's all. He turned around on his heels and disappeared inside the building. Bitch. I watched Mimi gather her things and thought about my choices. Yeah, I do have more angel points. I'm not keen on becoming a demon, so it doesn't make sense to leave either. I'll stay here. Mimi, are you sure this one's going against heaven? Don't dissuade me. That's my home, and the home of all demons. Hey, I completely understand, but I'm absolutely sure no demon would choose to stay here with these pompous, ambitious, hypocritical... I'll miss you. Mimi threw her things and sat down on my bed. Me too. You have no idea how much. But that's my home. I'm a stranger here. Like I said, I don't blame her. I understand. I'll see her off at least. I opened the closet and at random, almost without looking, took out several outfits. Unusual. That's kind of fun. Fabulous. A bit too fabulous for my taste. Or modest. That's kind of fun too. This is really fun. This is really fun. I like how my tattoo looks within it. It's a little silly, but it's kind of fun. I need to say goodbye to Lucifer. I quietly left the room. Maybe he doesn't need this, but I have to. I need to see him before he leaves. I guess this is a result of me not having an opportunity to officially break up with him. I don't know, so yeah, things might be a little strange. But okay. I looked around the entire school, but Lucifer was nowhere to be found. Where is he? I remembered the mountains, the cold air, and Lucifer's gaze filled with a calmness and serenity that he never felt in heaven. It's worth a try. I was no longer a rookie on claim, so I was allowed to go down to Earth for a while. But I didn't do it. I was afraid that the vortex, having read my thoughts, would relentlessly take me to my father. Every time I saw him, it was as if I was dying anew. This time I was thinking about Lucifer. And I was right. Lucifer sat on the very edge and thoughtfully gazed at the horizon. Noticing the vortex that brought me, he stood up. What are you doing here? Are you happy to see me? Well, I guess. Why would he be? He paused, ruffled his hair, and sat down again in the same place. I didn't move. Are you gonna just stand there? No, I came to say goodbye. Lucifer nodded dismissively. I have nothing more to do in heaven. They killed Winchester and spared your mother. They knew what they were doing. You won't come back here again? Lucifer looked at me for the first time since I came here. And you're staying here, right? Yeah. Angels and demons have always been on opposite sides. I won't return. These words hurt me and pierced through me like 1,000 swords. Typical. Typical. That's why I don't want to date him. It's like, okay, because he's dealing with his emotions. Like, I can tell he's dealing with his emotions in a way that he's just trying to break ties. And I think he's trying to help me out by hurting my feelings now, so that it's easier for me to let him go, or whatever. But it's still a dick move. So, and I don't have time for that. That's childish to me. It's like really childish. I'm just gonna say I miss you to see what he does. Lucifer flinched at the sound of these words as if it physically hurting him. That's what you get. Bye, bitch. He exhaled, opened his mouth, but didn't say anything. Like a fish on dry land, he moved his lips, but couldn't say anything. Yeah. See, that's what I don't have time for. It's like I get it, I understand, but that's not for me. You know what I mean? I don't have time for you to be a dick to me and wait for you to figure out, you know, what you're feeling. We're adults now. It's time to grow up. And I'm not gonna wait around for you to figure it out. I'm sorry. That's it? Now we won't see each other again? Lucifer began to shiver. It looked like he lost control of his body, and now the cold got to him. I don't know, Melody. Whether or not we'll see each other, I don't know anything. You want to be good, so stay in heaven. I'm not like that. Just don't become like the rest of them, the angels. Be yourself. Lucifer got up, dusted himself off, and held out his hand to me, helping me get up. He held onto my hand for a while, but in the end, he pulled away reluctantly. It's time to go. Will you see me off? It's kind of why I'm here, but... Lucifer smiled bitterly, but I willingly nodded my head. I will. I don't have time. I don't have time for it. But the demons and some of the unclaimed were already standing at school's entrance. 80 was the last in line, a battered suitcase lay at his feet. Oh, 82. That means the only angel friend I had was Sammy. That means basically I don't have any friends here besides Andy, but he's never really around. Hello. Hi, are you leaving too? No, I came to see you off. 80 nodded. Come here. He hugged me, patted me on the back. I'll miss you, Angel. Me too. Lucifer was standing behind me. He didn't speak to me, didn't touch me, but I felt his presence with my entire body. I focused on his breath, which made the hair on the back of my head move. When everyone got together, Counselor Rondent cleared his throat, drawing everyone's attention. I'm glad to see so many students. I suggest we fly now. Fly home. The demons whistled all at once, lifted their suitcases, spread their wings, but... Boom. The gates swung open. Crowley, accompanied by 2 archangels, darted out of the school, rudely pushed those who were in his way, went down the stairs and stood in front of the crowd. Looked at everyone angrily, folded his hands behind his back, and began to pace, staring pejoratively at the students. An emergency council was summoned today, and Satan was invited. He was offered to give up his post voluntarily, but Satan turned down the offer. Why would he give up his post? Moreover, he declared Hales to be autonomous and separated from heaven. He had the audacity to show up in front of the students with his ultimatum. It looks like he's gathering an army. The counselor came up to the principal and coldly, almost rudely asked, "What are you getting at? The students are interested in your issues. The demons want to go home. The school won't let anyone go." What a bitch! You little pussy. How you gonna keep them from their families? That's fucking bullshit. Now he's just being fucking petty. Now you're just being petty. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen if you continued to behave the way that you were behaving? It's like, what? They were just supposed to like roll over and allow you to just kill them off and do the fuck whatever you fuck you wanted to just because you think you're superior? Like, oh my god, you can't be serious. Seraph nodded to the archangels and then menacingly moved towards the counselor. He began to back away cautiously. You understand that the others will take my place, and they won't come alone. Good luck. Suddenly Lucifer's voice thundered. I don't care. I'm going anyway. No one leaves the walls of the academy. How exactly are you planning on stopping them? Lucifer turned around, looked at the gate, and said with a grin, I already did. You don't have a right to keep them here against their families. You don't! Like, I'm sorry. That's not okay. Mimi unexpectedly supported me. Yes, we can leave school at any time. This is our choice. You're just a herd being skillfully manipulated. As one of those manipulators, when you come out to the unclaimed, threatening them, telling them that hell's on the losing side and they better stay here or whatever, so that's manipulation. You're scaring them into making the choice that you want them to make. People are trying to go home to their families. Once again, I can't stress that enough. I don't understand. Like, he's so far fucked in his head and gone. Like, he's just dead to me. He's just dead to me. It's like... Lucifer's eyes lit up with anger. He spread his wings as wide as he could, pushing away the demons standing on either side of him, and took off. The archangels instantly followed him. Not so fast. Applying strategic blows, the archangels forced Lucifer to turn his back to the ground, and then delivered a final blow that took him down. He fell. Seraph approached him, Seraph. Oh, Seraph Crowley? Approached him, squatted down. Son, don't. Lucifer didn't bother listening to him. He jumped up, wanted to pounce on one of the archangels, but the other archangel threw golden ropes around his wings. The rope tied themselves together tightly. Mimi and Asti shouted at the same time. Lucifer! Lucifer! Lucifer didn't go down without a fight. He knocked the Archangel to the ground and began to beat him. It happened so fast that at first, everyone stood stupefied. Lucifer was in agony. They had to drag him away like a rabid animal. Let go! I said let go! Imprisonment in the tower should bring you to your senses. You can't imprison everybody in this fucking tower. Hey, guess what? I know how to break him out! Was it smart to take him hostage in order to influence Satan? Lucifer laughed. You're digging your own grave, Crowley. Is that hard to admit that your time is over? You old fool. Take him away. Lucifer tried to break free, but with each sharp movement, the ropes dug deeper into the skin on his wings. The archangels dragged him through the school gates, leaving behind a trail of blood. Who wants to share his fate? The demons hesitated. If they manage to put Lucifer in place, what will they do to them? As far as I've seen, there's only been 2 archangels. I feel like if we had took them all out together, I guess I just want to see what Lucifer would do, but go back. For several seconds, no one moved, but one of the unclaimed stepped through the gates, followed by one of the demons. That was enough for others to follow their example. Mimi and I couldn't sleep. At first, she almost hysterically destroyed everything that caught her eye. And then she burst into tears, fell down into a pillow, and froze without uttering a single sound. Mimi, I don't want to discuss it. A second later, she turned to me and mumbled, "We're being held against our will." Yeah, I know. That's what I said. They want to remove Satan from his post. Who will replace him? An angel? Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Mimi grabbed her head and pulled her hair. Hey. Don't hurt yourself, sweetheart. What's going on? An explosion. The walls trembled. The plaster came off the walls. What was that? Probably Satan. Mimi jumped up, looked outside the window, almost fell down. The archdemons came. What? I got up to look. It was only a matter of time. 3 rows of demons were simultaneously approaching the gates of the city. Counselor Rondant was leading them. We have to come for Lucifer. Satan won't allow his son to be locked up. He'll also insist that you give us Seraph Rebecca, who will execute her as the law of harmony requires. This is your last warning. There was no reaction. Then Rondant gave a sign, and they began to storm the gates. The gates burst open after the 3rd blow. The archdemons came inside. Crowley left the gates unprotected. Come on, quickly. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why would he do that? He must have some sort of plan. Without waiting for my consent, she grabbed my arm and pulled me along. We ran outside, but immediately ducked behind the columns, hiding from the archdemons and archangels. See how Crowley might be preparing after all. Look how many angels he summoned. The archdemons marched forward into formation, advancing on the angels who were protecting the tower. They come for us? Asti and other demons and angels fled the school, frightened by the explosion. Back inside, now. Garrett ran outside after them. We're not going anywhere. Maybe you'd like to chain us? How many more archdemons have come to force you to let us go? They didn't come for you, idiots. They don't care about you. Do you want to get killed in the crossfire? Stay out of the fights that don't concern you. What to do, obey or to stay? I don't know. Let's see, I have 29 angel points, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 demon points. I kind of been going back and forth, like keeping 2 ahead on the angel points. So if I'm at 27, 29, I guess I'll just do an angel choice. So that should probably be obey, yeah? Mimi, let's go. We shouldn't get caught up in their fight. I already know how she's gonna react. Their fight, this concerns us. Mimi pushed me away. I shook my head, watching the demons rooting for their side. Nobody dared to get involved, and yet they refused to leave. They wanted to witness the battle for their rights and freedom. Don't blame them. The archangels and archdemons stood in opposing rows. Crowley and Counselor Rondant stepped up. Call up the soldiers. When are you gonna stop giving stupid demands as if they're suddenly gonna start listening to you now? Like, how stupid do you get? I told you, he's like out of his fucking tree. Comply with our conditions. They locked eyes. With every second, the tension grew so much you could almost touch it. Everyone seemed to hold their breath, time stood still, delaying the point of no return. I step into the abyss, into the bottomless swamp of hatred, which only begets more hatred. Rondant was the first to take that step. A simple wave of the hand, a nod of the head are more dangerous than the edge of a sword. He gave the command. The archdemons pounced at the archangels. They didn't use any weapons, only the strength of the wings and their fighting techniques. They're trying not to spill blood, but for how long? The archdemons, full of resentment against the angels, drawn by malice and purpose, gained an advantage over their opponents. They slowly advanced and soon reached the tower. Some students stayed at school, but the most daring and curious ones followed them unnoticed. Mom's in the tower, and Lucifer, but he's just waiting to be released. I couldn't stay on the sidelines any longer. By the time we got to the gate, several demons had already made their way inside. I saw their armor flashing through the windows. Mom! An incredible horror pierced me to the bone. I felt dizzy and my mouth was dry. It suddenly hit me that all these demons were wishing my mother was dead, and distance between them and their target was growing shorter by the minute. I ran up to the gate. I don't know who you is, but, he looks sick. He looks dope. Look at that armor. It's so cool. Hey, you. Go back to school. Don't get involved. I need to get to the tower. I said get out. He grabbed me by my neck and lifted me into the air. A painful memory of what Satan had done before paralyzed me for a moment. I was hysterically trying to gasp for air, but I could only wheeze and shed tears. I miraculously managed to push myself off with my feet. I fell to the ground but didn't have time to get up, as the archdemons threw golden ropes at me, the same kind they used to detain Lucifer. They tightened around my wings and dug into my skin. A sharp pain made me flinch and freeze in place. It's so painful. Spread my wings despite the pain. Try to cut the thread against something, or cut the rope with the archdemon's sword. Spread my wings despite the pain. Wasn't that what Lucifer was doing? I don't think that'll work. That's the whole idea, is to keep you from getting away. Try to cut the thread against something, but with what? At least the last one kind of has an objective. I don't know how to make it the sword, but I'm gonna try that one. I noticed the hilt protruding from the demon's sheath. I bet an archdemon sword can cut anything. I was given an order. Students shouldn't get involved in the assault, and also remove everyone who interferes with our mission. And the second order has priority. I fell on my knees in front of him and bowed my head. Sorry. What are you doing? Opened my eyes inconspicuously to look at his weapon. So the sword is on the left at about 9 o'clock. Bitch. They're not telling me that for no reason. Left, 9 o'clock. Left, 9 o'clock. I'm not gonna give up that easy. I need to act quickly. Left, 9 o'clock. I burst into tears, confusing the demon even more. Go back to school unclaimed. Nobody will touch you. Now. I dashed. Left, 9 o'clock. Jump. Though it wasn't easy, I reached out, grabbed the handle, and drew the sword. The archdemon reacted instantly, snatched it out of my hands. But in the split second that I got to hold the sword, I managed to run the tightened rope that held my wings against the sharp blade. And it snapped off, making a quiet, high-pitched ringing sound, freeing me from its coils. Tink. That's better. I soared up. I turned towards the tower. Demons and angels flying all around it, fighting in the air. Amid all that commotion, the tower seemed majestic in its immobility. I can't let them get to Mom, otherwise they'll kill her. Save Mom on your own or call for help. I gotta go. I don't know who's around to help. While the archdemons and archangels were fighting each other, I flew into the tower. To save time, I flew straight upstairs. I could hear my mother's arrogant voice screaming in rage. Let me go, now. See, that's what they changed Mom to. I think she looks better. I think it's improvement. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm afraid you have no choice. I came up from where I was assessing the situation. Rhonda was the only one there with my mom. That's a problem. Maybe if I can distract him, then she can take him out. Because I don't think I have the power to. Let's be honest. Apparently the other archdemons are busy fighting outside. Mom, are you okay? For a moment, she let her feelings take over her. I noticed her grasping for air convulsively when she saw me. I saw her eyes widening and her hands trembling. But she quickly put on her mask of indifference as if none of this had happened. It's okay, we're just talking. I hope the council will be prudent. She trying to buy herself some time? She held out her hands toward me. It discouraged me, but still I went up to her with my hands stretched out. Mom hugged me, somehow emotionlessly, and whispered in my ear. So crazy that it inspires respect. But you gain some respect in your mother's eyes. I don't know how I feel about that. I still don't like you. You must leave this place immediately. What if this imbecile decides to manipulate me by using you? Then what? Have you thought about that? Get out while you can. As she pushed me away towards the exit, Rodin grabbed my elbow. Not so fast. Winchester has shown more with self-respect in his day. Don't make me use force. Mom laughed, throwing her head back ostentatiously. What kind of force are you talking about? You're waiting for the archdemons. I'm waiting for the archangels. We are hostages of the situation. Kings depend on their armies for their victory, so which one of us will win? The counselor squeezed my hand in a fit of rage. If you don't want to see your daughter on the chopping block, I advise you to keep your mouth shut. You know, she said that plan out loud. Like, what if he uses you against me? Was she trying to use that to her advantage? I think she manipulated him into doing that on purpose. But to what avail? And once again, I feel like she's using somebody else, even her own daughter, as a scapegoat so she can get out of the situation. We'll see how it goes. Leave them alone. He came out of the darkness slowly, almost waddling, but his face was tired and exhausted from waiting. Lucifer? I cannot do that. I have your father's orders. Father came for me, right? To take me away. He needs Sarah for Rebecca just as much. Of course he does. Someone's hurried footsteps were heard climbing the stairs, a few dozen feet at least. Do you remember my words, Rondon? Who's coming, angels or demons? Which of the kings is winning? Mom grinned. The next moment, the steps froze outside the door, and Mom looked at it intently. The moment of truth. The handle moved down slowly. Crowley stood at the door, and behind him was an army of archangels. It's over, Counselor Rondon. Rebecca and Lucifer stay with us. Wow. Sarah Crowley stood upright, proudly with his hands clapped behind his back. Yeah, good job. Keeping children here against their will and away from their families. You took down one guy. Yay. We all watched silently as one of the archangels lit the torch with white flame in honor of the victory. Y'all know we in the middle of a war, right? And y'all didn't defeat Satan, so what exactly are you celebrating? And you marched us all in here to watch this whole procession for what? Intimidation or what? To make yourself feel better? Almost none of the demons came. Not all students are here, but maybe it's for the best. I have to confess, I suspected Satan would try something like this. Due to my foresight, the demons returned empty-handed. Yeah, his foresight. As if nobody saw. If your foresight should have told you that you should stop behaving like an asshole, and none of this would have happened. Foresight, get the fuck out of here. So modest. But by doing so, Satan made a colossal mistake. Hell openly stood against Shepha, and this will not be forgotten nor forgiven. Alright, dude. He's an idiot. Okay, so we're on 30 angel points and 27 demon points. Let me watch this quick ad, and then we'll continue on. No one is forgiven. Nothing is forgotten. Episode 8. Thoughts so far. Crowley is an idiot. I still hate Satan, and I don't like my mom. She's kind of smart, though. Chapter 8. Double Standards. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. I was tormented by visions all night long, so I overslept, and now I was late for class. Oh well. On top of that, I tripped over a rack of clothes. They fell at my feet, and now I have to find something to wear in this pile. Damn, Mimi didn't wake me up. Where is she? I don't know. Do whatever the fuck she wants. Why does she have to wake you up? I looked at one of the t-shirts with 2 fingers and, disgusted by it, dropped it back into the same place. What to wear? There was no time to be picky, so I pulled on the first thing I found. A top and mini. A marvelous dress. Or a gray dress. I kind of like the way this one looks with my tattoo. I'm just loving my new tattoo. I don't know. This dress is pretty cool. I'm gonna go with this one though. I just did the final touches and ran to class. Fortunately, the lesson hasn't started yet. I bent down and quietly sat in my place. Miss Lena nervously tapped her fingers on the table, staring out the window. She got carried away with her thoughts and continued to zone out for almost 10 minutes. In the morning rush, I completely forgot about everything, but now I begin to feel the burden of reality weighing on my shoulders. Several days have passed since the attempt to free Lucifer and take my mother hostage. Tension at school was pushed to the limit. Everyone understood that there wasn't the end of conflict, and more terrible things were about to happen. The expectation was exhausting and tormenting. Everyone was restless. The tension could be felt in every gesture, every look, and every nervous tapping on the table. Dino tactfully coughed into his fist in an attempt to get Miss Lena's attention. Oh! You wanna know something interesting about Dino? As soon as you break up with him, not that it matters at this point, but still, it was something of note. He immediately went and got with Lilu. Like, immediately. Even though it kind of turns out that I don't think she actually has feelings for him. They kind of mentioned something like that. But, I mean, we know he doesn't really have feelings for her either. But I just thought that was an interesting note. I mean, it's not any of my business anymore. I'm just saying, though. A little weird, but okay. Maybe we should start? Miss Lena suddenly stopped tapping on the table, and her finger froze in the air. Yes, I'm sorry. Finally, she looked at us. Today, you will learn how to block your consciousness. I don't need that notion no more! And for that, I called in some of the inborn immortals that have skill of reading minds through the eyes. The more outside pressure there is, the more effectively your studies will progress. She waved in our direction. Please. As luck would have it, I was paired with Dino. He sat down next to me. He turned towards me. I adjusted the chair to face him. How about you try to get into my mind first? Probably not gonna happen. Once you learn how to get into someone's consciousness, it's easier to block someone from getting into yours. I won't resist, so you can easily understand the process. Get inside Dino's head. I wonder what I can dig up there. That's a great idea. I sat down more comfortably and looked into Dino's eyes. His face was calm, serene, as if he had nothing to hide. Imagine that my pupils are doors into the library of all my memories, and you need to go through them. Take the memories you need and see them. Alright, I'll try. I peered into his black pupils, framed by blue irises, and began to plunge into darkness. The darkness was impenetrable, but soon I started to get a sense of his past. What kind of memory is this? I lingered on that piece of memory, and it began to unfold slowly until it filled all the space around me. Dino stood next to the other angels who had just come to school. He was excited that the Angels and Demons Academy has just become his new home. Oh, he's so cute! This place is so weird. The immortals age here. Does that mean I'm slowly dying here? He was trying to focus on the teacher's speech when suddenly Fincio jumped out of nowhere into the yard. Where is he? Looking angry as usual, Lord. Daddy, what are you doing here? He went up to Dino, grabbed his hand roughly, and pulled him along. What's up, Dad? He stopped, squatted down in front of his son, and took his hand. Dino felt his dad shiver. I made a big mistake. An unclaimed came out right after Fincio. She just graduated and had blue ribbons tied around her wrist. Oh. That meant she just became an angel. Get away, Rebecca. Anger contorted his father's face like Dino had never seen before. He turned purple and seemed ready to pounce on her. Rebecca stood calmly with a proud posture and indifferently lowered her hands. I don't understand what I did wrong. You don't. Pincio jumped up and turned to her. The unclaimed don't spend much time here. The inborn angels and demons are returned to school a lot over the years. What will it be like for my son here, when I am just a simple teacher? Shame. What is my fault in that, Pincio? Well, didn't y'all both get caught? I don't understand why, if they both got caught, why he was the only one who got in trouble. Seemed to me like they were trying to kick me out of school more than anything, more than Lucifer. She said it emotionlessly, emphasizing her lack of interest in the conversation. But her deliberate coldness, which no longer corresponded to reality, made Pincio tremble violently. I got demoted because of you. Because of you, I lost everything. Did I give you false hope? Have I ever told you that I loved you? You acted like an important person when you came to school. Naturally, I felt drawn to you. But I was hoping you favored me not because of some sexual desire. I thought you were happy to help me because you believed in me, not because you wanted me. You were a real fox, Rebecca. Cunning, selfish. There was a hunter for every fox. For some reason, these words hurt Rebecca. Her face suddenly flared up with emotion. She grimaced, came closer to Pincio in a fit, and whispered quickly and anxiously. No one will tell me what to do. On Earth, I led the boring life of an ordinary woman whose opinion was rarely taken into account. Ooh! Oh boy! Those are some loaded words about my childhood, dude. I ended up being hit by a car driven by some businessman whose money was more important than my life. I followed the outcome. He didn't even do time for it. I was killed and no one even thought to punish the culprit. I was less than nothing. She bent over Fincio's ear. But I'll make sure that from now on everyone else will do what I want, and that I will be damn worth something. I'll dig my heels into the immortals' throats and I'll laugh at the fact that an unclaimed brought them to their knees. You're stupid, Rebecca. You've made enemies that are stronger than you. You won't hurt me. You've been under my thumb for a long time, Pincio. Whoa! He clenched his fist so tightly that his knuckles turned white and kissed her or hit her. If it's my choice, I'm not gonna have you smacking her around so you can try to kiss her. He pulled her towards him and kissed her with raw animal passion. Rebecca tried to push him away, but he held her for as long as he wanted. Okay, that's kind of worse. I don't know. As soon as she freed herself from his grip, Rebecca gave him a hard slap on the face. A mean celebratory grin appeared on Fincio's face. Rebecca left and Pincio kept looking at her with an unspoken promise in his eyes. The next moment, the memory disappeared into thin air. I returned back to the classroom and saw Dino sitting in front of me. I didn't expect to see that. I didn't expect you to find that memory. We were awkwardly silent and Dino said, now let's practice blocking our minds. Ready? No? How? I looked you straight in the eyes. Don't turn away. Try to imagine that you built a wall between my mind and yours. Got it. Dino froze and his gaze became demanding, penetrating. I felt it dig into my mind. Dino continued to stare into my pupils, but something bothered him. He frowned, wiggled in his chair to make himself more comfortable, and stared into my eyes again. That's odd. It's not odd to me! I have special powers now! What's the matter? I can't read you. Maybe you're not trying hard enough? I kept increasing my mind-reading power, but I couldn't get through. It's the serpent's venom. Dino looked at me from head to toe and suddenly froze. Where did you get this tattoo? I hesitated a bit before answering. In the competition, I reached the serpent's tempter first. I could have killed him, but I didn't. In gratitude, the serpent gave me an antidote to the powers of persuasion. Dino leaned back in his chair and looked at me in bewilderment. It's the first time I've heard of that. This is a useful power, Melody. I got that already. Another half hour passed before Miss Lena got up from the table. I'm afraid time is up. You'll still have time to practice later on, though. Dino and I got up and smiled awkwardly at each other. That's not so bad. I can still be friendly-ish. The lesson is over, but please stay a while longer. Miss Lena got worried. She couldn't find her place, unable to collect her thoughts. Everyone go down to the common hall, please. Did something happen? Someone wants to give a speech. She didn't move, and we didn't move either. Then Miss Lena waved her hands. Well, what are you standing here for? Chop chop. She led us out of the classroom like a shepherd leads his herd. Is it Crowley again? I'm tired of his speeches. He's so obnoxious. By the time we arrived, most of the students were already gathered and were impatiently waiting for something. AD seeing me spread his arms. He hugged me in a friendly manner and sighed. Apparently, we're in for another one of Crowley's boring grumblings about how impudent Satan is and how we're all traitors. Mimi, with her folded arms in front of her, scanned the crowd without hiding her dissatisfaction. It's bad enough they're keeping us hostages here. Now they're also forcing us to come to endless meetings. Crowley will choke on his own arrogance and selfishness one of these days. I think you're absolutely right, Mimi. What? Am I wrong? All of a sudden he felt so self-important. 100 voices were heard all around but fell silent at once. It seemed that we were a choir whose voices were stopped by a conductor's gesture. The hall became so silent that the approaching footsteps echoed in every corner. Time stood still. The clatter of the heels seemed to take over the ticking of the clock. Oh, Lord. I think the only thing that could be worse than Crowley giving a speech is them letting her out of her punishment early. Lord. Thank you for coming. Did you know about this, Melody? Why would I know? I understand it's my mother, but I don't know everything she does, sweetheart. And I'm sure you don't know everything your father does. Like why he was going into the maze secretly. Still haven't forgotten that. No. Mom stood in front of us, calm, composed, and dressed up to the nines. She was free. No ropes around her wings, no shackles on her legs. As soon as she opened her mouth, the crowd started to boo her. Seeing her, I'm just surprised. Oh, Lord. I need to catch up with my demon points. Is it possible that because of the latest events, they decided to pardon my mother, and now she's no longer threatened with jail? Mom raised her hands, calling for silence. I gathered you here to ask for forgiveness for my mistake. Mom, that's not how it works. I can start making excuses, but you are unlikely to believe my words. Therefore, I will say this. Even the strongest can give in to a moment's weakness. When the demon shouted, "Moment's weakness, my ass," the crowd laughed out loud. Mom didn't react to this in any way. If anything, she took an even prouder stance. This incident is no reason to destroy the harmony which has been balanced with such zeal for so many centuries. They murdered a man. Sweetheart. Yes, it is. It just shined on a light on an ever-present problem. What is her goal here? Surely she can't believe that anyone's gonna buy any of this shit. Satan wants my execution not for the sake of harmony, not for you, but for his own gain. He wants to show off his power, but the truly powerful don't need to prove anything to anyone. They have already proved theirs long ago. Then why are Sarah Crowley running around flouncing off his power like an idiot? Which once again brought us here. This means Satan feels that his influence is fading away, and the world of immortals will pay dearly for his ambition. Mom's voice was fading into the background of quarreling students. Demons didn't listen to her. Angels joined the dispute, but it wasn't clear whether they were arguing with my mother or the demons. The noise subsided for a moment when a flower was thrown at my mother. An unusual flower. The black obelisk. Who threw that? Everyone whispered. What's a black obelisk? The black obelisk was destroyed first during the war between angels and demons. Flowers were growing near this place which resembled it in shape and color. They had become a symbol of hatred and injustice. You are immortal, and you behave worse than human children. Now you're scolding them. Get off of there. Who let her in here? Mom's arrogance and the flower thrown at her just added fuel to the fire. Demon's rage infiltrated every look, gesture, and word. Mom unwillingly took a few steps back when she saw the demons advance on her. They screamed, almost spitting with rage. Once again, what do these people think was going to happen? I thought she had a plan up here. She should have just came up, apologized, that's what she wanted to say, and then left. But then she wouldn't start lecturing folks. The archangels went up to the mom and took her out of the hall before the demons had a chance to pounce on her. I went after them. Lord. What were you thinking? Mom. She turned around, nodded to the archangel, stepped aside, and came up to me. Now was not the best moment. That's what I could have been told than you. Now it wasn't the best moment for that shit. What were you thinking? Are you okay? Don't let demons' words get to you. Do let them get to you. That was stupid. Why would you do that? They're angry, but that's understandable. They're weak and therefore they keep yapping. That's all they can do. Don't say that. What's the matter with you? When did you become so cruel and bitter, Mom? You haven't seen cruelty yet. Why are you protecting them? I want everything to be fair. Mom rolled her eyes and shook her head. Fair? And who decides what's fair and what isn't? The crowd was gradually moving into the hallway. Mom signaled to the archangels to move on. Let's go for a walk. We went outside. Mom knelt in front of the statue of Harmony and put her hands together in prayer. Her eyes were closed, but her lips didn't move at all. Then she sat down on the bench and was silent for a while, looking at the statue. During my studies, I spent a lot of time here. She paused as if waiting for something, then said, Crowley lost the boy. He let him escape and didn't bother to make a decent effort to find him. He doesn't understand how vital Bond is to us. Crowley is failing. He can only handle one problem at a time. She looked at me. I know that you have something to do with his escape. Tell me where Bont is. Is that why you called me? To squeeze information out of me? I could do it by reading your mind. Actually, you can't, bitch. Give it a try. You couldn't if you tried. But I want to hear it from you. You ain't gonna hear it from me. Every time I think that you're interested in me or want to spend time with me, it turns out that you're pursuing your own agenda. Again, what are you trying to achieve, Mom? Your pursuit of power sucked every ounce of humanity out of you. What do you want to hear from me? I don't think she cares about awards. There's no point asking her that. I'm curious. Did you love him? She sighed. Love is overrated. I loved you and your father. Loved, as in past tense. So much time has passed since then that even you have become strangers to me. If my own child has become a stranger to me, how can I talk about love for someone else? He was the only one to trigger something inside me, and I was upset that he was killed. Leaves rustled behind us and Mom shuddered, turned, and looked around nervously. Is everything okay? Never mind. I don't want to involve you in this. At first, we heard some distant buzzing coming from the courtyard, but the screams and arguments were increasingly louder. What's going on there? We looked at each other and, without saying a word, jumped off the bench and walked towards the noise. Who besides you? Weak and scared by fairy tales? Are you counting on mitts now? Shut your filthy mouth, Angel. Or else what? Demons will kick your ass, you arrogant bastards. What's going on here? Everyone fell silent upon hearing Mom's voice. Asti... Don't. Why did you pick Asti out of all people to suck something to? Oh, Lord. Why did you do that? Lord. Asti, once, your father paid the price for talking too much. Do you want to repeat his fate? It's all because of you. I was merely a judge. Your father is to blame. What have you got there? She wanted to take a look at the wall where everyone was crowded. This reminds me of something. I felt the anxiety building up inside of me. Everyone parted. Mom and I came close to whatever excited everyone. A message was plastered across the wall in giant letters. Was Malbont right? Mom turned around sharply and scanned those present. So who wants to answer this question? Come on, speak up. Mom looked at me. Melody, is Malbont right? That demons are belittled and war is needed to restore balance. They are belittled. It doesn't need to be a war, though. Why is she dragging me into this? I looked around. Everyone was expecting my answer. I don't believe there should be a war. What happens if I say he never existed? I don't want to say he isn't right because that's half right. The demons are belittled, but doesn't need to be a war to fix it. I don't think so. This is bullshit. And why is she using me again for her fucking agenda? I should just leave. Why would I say anything? I should just fucking walk away. I don't understand. Like, this is bullshit. I hate her. If I would play again, they said that that answer I chose earlier dictated how I felt about my mother. Whether I said that I hated her or I felt sad that we weren't close. I should have said I hated her. Because this is fucking ridiculous. And she's already clearly stated that she doesn't love me anymore. Because she doesn't know me. Even though that's her fault. I need a minute. Honestly, I thought I should just stay the fuck out of it. Just stay the fuck out of it. He ain't real. Leave me alone. Want to talk about someone who never existed. Mom nodded contentedly, like she was expecting this answer from me. Don't smile! You don't want her approval! Like... You heard my daughter. I advise you to stop adding fuel to the fire if there's no reason for that. Well, I suggest you go back to school. Mom spoke calmly and her face was emotionless, and maybe even a little more arrogant than usual. You know what? I almost feel like going back and choosing that he's right just to fuck her up. But I know that will improve my connection to Malbont. I don't know if I want to be connected. I don't know what that means. It's been building up and building up for a while, but they still haven't told us what the fuck that means. I don't know, man. Everyone obeyed her. Despite their apparent dislike, they didn't dare to contradict her. I wouldn't side with everyone, but as soon as I took a few steps, my heart started beating so fast that the pain squeezed my chest. Everything went dark before my eyes. Another vision. No. What? I turned towards the tower. Mom was released, but Lucifer is still locked up in there. I started to have visions more often, and Lucifer appeared in them. It's not a coincidence. It only took me a second to decide. I was on my way towards the tower. Same two archangels who once guarded Bont's door were now standing at the entrance. Only a select few were allowed to go into the tower. I went up to them. Hello. They crossed their halberds, blocking my way. Where to? This area is restricted. I want to visit Lucifer. They looked at each other, then back at me again. We remember you. You can pass, but don't do anything stupid, okay? I promise, I just want to talk. I climbed the stairs to the floor where the cells were. It was dark and damp and so cold that I started to shiver. Oh, this reminds me of, when Lucifer put me in the cells in hell. A rustle in the corner made me back away carefully, but this only attracted the attention of whoever was making the noise. The rustle intensified, approaching me. A hand emerged from the darkness. Someone's finger grabbed my wrist and pulled me close to the cell bars. Don't be afraid. I knew it was you. Did you? Why are you trembling then? I don't know. He slowly lowered my hand and pressed me against the bars. He examined me from head to toe. They decided to lock you up too, or are you just passing by? I was passing by and about to drop in on you. You're causing way more trouble than I am, but somehow I'm the one in prison. Would you like me to be jailed? Only if it's in the same cell with me. These words made me blush, and Lucifer fell silent as if he said it accidentally. But seeing my shyness, he chuckled. Is everything okay? Why did you come? I'm tormented by visions. I don't sleep well. You've appeared more than once in them. I know visions are haunting you too. His face became serious. What am I doing in your visions? Shouting. Lucifer pressed against the bars. Crowley is feeble-minded if he thinks it's over. Can you run away from school? What? I think we should stay away from each other. These visions, they draw us closer. This connection needs to be severed. You hit the bars. I can't leave, as you can see. Is that what you suggest me to do? Run away? Yes. No, it's not in my nature. He shook his head respectfully. I already understood that, Melody. What vision did you see tonight? What makes you think I saw something? I think our visions are synchronized. I saw you scream. Why would anyone send us these visions? It's not necessarily someone. When an important event is about to happen, I'm talking about a significant one, charged with powerful energy. The universe predicts it. We see these visions because we're a part of that event. That's why I want you to leave, so we can avoid whatever the future holds for us. But, I mean, is it that simple? If I just, like, waltz off and go away, will that fix everything? I don't think so. So you want me to leave? Yes, how many times do I have to repeat it? You answered that a lot! Why should you keep asking that question? Lucifer was staring anxiously at me. He looked first into one eye, then the other, as if trying to find answers to his questions. His request hurt me. Was I hurting because I won't see him again? I was afraid to answer that. Lucifer saw something in my face. His breathing suddenly intensified. He pressed closer to the bars, grabbed onto my clothes, and pulled me towards him like a predator. I felt his hot, moist lips pressing against mine. The mere scent of his skin made my panties wet, and I tensed up to somehow restrain the moan rising to my lips. Lucifer squeezed my cheeks with one hand and pushed me away a little so that I'd look at him. His gaze was full of wild desire. He whispered, "Do you want it?" He moved his hand up the inner side of my thigh, and his touch made me tremble. No, not now. Dark angels may come by. Lucifer sighed and slowly removed his hand. Yeah, please do. Whatever you say. He smiled bitterly, carried away by his own thoughts. No. I had a lot of time to think here in prison. His voice was unusually serious, but without any hint of aggression or arrogance. It was the first time I've heard him open up like this. When Father broke your neck, I was afraid that... He snorted in displeasure, closed his eyes, and began to rub them as if his thoughts gave him a headache. Damn it, this is so corny. I got scared that I'd lose you. I realized that I don't want to lose you. Actually, the only thing I think about in here is you. I think of you so often that I'll start hating you soon. I think about you too. He pursed his lips as if my words didn't sit well with him. Then his mocking grin reappeared. I don't know how one could let... He fell silent. I waited patiently, but he kept silent. Lucifer? Never mind, it's nonsense. Being alone in a confined space drives me a little crazy. I'm babbling. I think you should go. Well, congratulations to all the Lucifer stands. He finally opened up, but for me, it's a little too late. And I'm not done. I'm done. I'm having none of it. So, yeah. No, I won't be having any more intimate scenes with him if I can help it. They brought me here on their own. So that's fine. Lucifer. See you soon. Fade into the darkness where I can no longer see him. Lucifer. Are you playing games again? I slammed the bars viciously. Fine, suit yourself. No matter how much you denied, I understand what's going on with you. I waited a little longer, but Lucifer didn't respond. I turned on my heels, clenching my fist in rage, and walked quickly towards the stairs. Noticing me, one of the archangels went inside to check if everything was fine. The other one stayed with me. I advise you to return to school as soon as possible. Did something happen? No, Seraph, Rebecca, and the other angels are searching the school. Students should stay in their rooms. Just looking for Bont. I ran toward the school, shouting on the go. Thank you. I only stopped when I reached the academy completely out of breath. Angels were snooping around. What to do? I don't want to go to him and give him away. Like, that's suspicious, right? Because if my mom suspects that I know where he is, then they could be watching my movements. And therefore, I could just lead them straight to Bont. So should I try to go find her and see what she knows? Or go back to my room? So many decisions, dude. Oh, wow. Crab cakes. I'm too afraid to lead them to Bont, so I'm gonna go find my mom. Ran to the school, looked around, and went upstairs. Mom was in the hallway. There you are. What's happening? Just picking up the slack after Crowley. But who let you? You're a prisoner. Why are you so worried? Half of the school hates you, and you're starting to boss everyone around so impudently? I have power. Real power, unlike Crowley. It will be a mistake for the heaven to take me out of the game, and they understand that. Now. She grabbed my hand, made me look into her eyes, and she didn't see anything. Haha! How are you? Somewhere in the distance there was a lingering hum. You ain't getting in there, bitch! Hell yeah! I like this. I like this. I may not be able to influence other people. Not that I thought I was going to be able to influence anybody important. But I can keep them from seeing all my secrets. That is very important because I have a lot of them. I like this. Angels ran down the hallway. Take cover, take cover. What's going on? The entire army is moving towards the school, led by Satan himself. Lord. Y'all so stupid. 31:27. Okay. I need to get my demon on. To get that a little bit closer. Alright, let's watch this and we'll continue on with the final episode. Whew. Alright. There's no way back. Only war is ahead. Unfortunately. I wish I understood right now whether or not I was supposed to be on the path of Melbont or not. I wish I understood what that meant. Because I'm pretty close to being on the rumors of our connection are pretty high. And I'm pretty close to it, but not... I don't know if I'm close enough. And I don't know what that's gonna mean. Oh my god. You know, let's just go. See how this ends. Chapter 9, Dance of Death. I told you somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die. The school got swallowed by chaos and fear. Screams, panics, and explosions from far away. Silence. Although Crowley looked calm and restrained, unlike the others, his eyes expressed no less concern. Mom stood behind him with her back straight and hands lowered to the sides. Seeing that she was the only one who didn't worry about the things to come. I called for reinforcements. All you have to do is sit in your rooms. We don't have enough fighters. Those interested can join us in defending the school. Hell no! Hell no! You didn't want us to go down to hell for this exact same reason. Anybody join your bullshit fight? Y'all did this. Hell no! Disciples cannot participate in war. Inborn angels and demons are trained well enough. They have the right to fight for justice. We won't fight for you. The demon supported Osti. Mom's lips slowly curled into a grin. And I'm not asking you to. She turned to the Seraph. We don't have time anymore. I went down the stairs, but not before Mom said, "Use your brains, immortals." Mimi and I looked at each other. This is for real. I stood at the window and stared into the distance, waiting for Satan's army to appear somewhere on the horizon. I could feel terror and rage building up inside. Immortals are no better than humans. Blood and death are the only solutions they can think of to solve their problems. Mimi made some tea to calm down. Rebecca's completely deranged. She thinks demons will fight on her side. You should fight for... Malbon's ideas? What does that even mean? See, this is like, I don't know whether I should be... Oh, Lord. You know, I'm curious. What does this do? Lord. Angel and demons should be equals, but you don't have that. That was a demon choice? So what? Should we start a war now? You're scaring me with your talk about Melbon. I'm scaring myself. I don't know what this means. Mimi's voice trembled and she was all pins and needles. Her every movement betrayed nervousness. She brought me a mug of tea, but her hand trembled and she stumbled, spilling some hot tea over me. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. I had to wipe off the stain, but she did it so forcefully that I could hardly stay on my feet. Mimi? Give me a sec. Here, I'll fix it. Mimi. I gently grabbed her hands. She looked at me. Everything will be fine. What if Dad gets killed? Back on Earth, people die every minute. But I'm not used to it. I'm not ready. Her voice became hoarse, and her lips, dried and chapped, stretched with tension. She was trying to hold back tears. He'll be fine. And now I've ruined your clothes. That seemed to be the last straw. She shrugged her shoulders, straightened up, looked at me without a hint of tears. I need to pull myself together. Crying in front of an unclaimed. I won't fall that low. Okay, rude, but whatever. She opened the closet and threw me several outfits to choose from. Here, take off that awful outfit. Due to your high glory, additional outfits are now available to you. Alright. Fitting dress. I like that. A spring dress. I like that. A tracksuit. Retro. Gentle outfit. Oh, that's kind of nice. And it's free. I like that dress though. That's kind of nice. It's all like lacy and flowy. That's kind of nice. I'm into anything that shows off my tattoo a bit. I kind of like this one, and it's free. My hands were trembling as I took off my previous outfit and put on a new one. It seems such a ridiculous and absurd thing to do when an entire army is approaching. And yet, but distracted me a little. As soon as I changed my clothes, something crashed into the school. The walls shook and stones came tumbling down. Are they here already? We ran to the window. In the distance, we saw a long, perfectly straight line of demons flying towards us, and their strongest ally and most powerful weapon was fire. Mimi and I joined hands and silently watched the silhouettes getting closer. Soon they were so close that I could see every demon's face. Dozens of rows of demons and all sorts of repulsive creatures surrounded the school. Satan stood in front of them, unwavering like his army. His lips trembled with rage and his eyes burned with flame. Final warning. Satan stood in front of his army. Crowley came out too. Angels lined up in rank behind him. Never. Then you've made your own bed. Satan dug his nails into his ribs and turned them inside out. He took off his human appearance like a fancy dress and turned into a real monster. There shall be war. The demons roared and rushed forward towards the angels. Both sides collided in an instant. It was hard to tell who's who. Dude, he kind of looks sick. And I always loved him, Maman. He's just sick all around. I love that dude. Maybe his dad is cool. Dad. Blood for blood. Oga for Oga. Mimi almost jumped out of the window, but I held her back. She pushed me away. I'll fight alongside my father. It's dangerous, you could be killed. Your mother gave the go-ahead. She hysterically, angrily laughed and, spreading her wings, was about to take off. Fireballs one by one hit the school. Melody? Mimi? Her eyes were all I saw amid the bedlam. One of the walls collapsed from the explosion, the floor tilted, and we tumbled down together with the furniture. The only thing I could see was Mimi's eyes, scared like a child's, and her hand reaching out to me. Mimi! I tried to do somersaults in mid-air as the world kept spinning around me. I tried to spread my wings and fly, but it was all useless when that many things were falling around me. I felt excruciating pain as if every bone in my body got broken. Bitch. This is awful. But you know what I can think of? I feel like I'm wearing the wrong outfit for this. Let's keep going though. I got up somehow. I couldn't understand what exactly got broken, but the pain was so sharp I couldn't take a single step. What'd you say? A demon appeared from behind, breaking away from the fighting crowd. He pushed me against the wall and grabbed me by the throat. His red eyes pierced through me. I felt everything inside me starting to burn, especially my eye sockets. His glands burned harder than an open flame. Let me go. Did you let Winchester go? I fucking would have! I sat there and practically held his hand as he fucking died, bitch, and you don't fucking know that. You just run around swinging your dumbass sword like an idiot. Let me rip your fucking head off real quick, bitch. His fingers squeezed harder around my throat and the fire in his eyes blazed up even more. Fear! Please come help me. Please rip this guy's head off for me, please. He's an idiot and doesn't deserve to live. So run around killing students for no real reason. The dragon's word thundered across the sky and the air seemed to tremble. Everyone raised their heads up for a moment but immediately returned to their fight. The demon paid no attention to it. He continued to glare at me. Fear landed next to us. The demon barely managed to turn around. No! Bye, bitch. Fear rushed forward, opening his mouth. Fear sank his teeth into the demon's throat as if it were a rubber toy. Blood gushed, making everything around us red, including me. He ripped his head off. How should I react? Thank him! I tried to calm down. He saved my life, hell yeah! Thank you. Fear jumped up and stamped his feet. Then he shook the blood off and snorted contentedly. I looked around, panic suddenly swept over me. Where's Mimi? I need to find her. Fear silently lay down on the ground so I could sit on him. I threw one over his back and clung to his scales with my hands. One flap of his wings and we were up in the sky. Mimi fell with me. She could have tumbled down anywhere. Where are you, Mimi? Fear took a sharp right. I almost fell. What's the matter? He started to wiggle oddly from one side to the other and gradually slowed down. What's up, boy? We landed hard on the ground. Fear fell to the side. Oh, you've been hit. Someone had thrown a spear at him. Who threw that? This is gonna hurt, my friend. I gripped his hilt of the spear with one short jerk, tore it out of the dragon's body. He might bleed out from that, but His open mouth flashed in front of my face. Fear rushed at me and covered me with his body. Another demon was aiming his spear at me, but hit the dragon instead. Stop spearing my dragon, dude! Dude! If fear dies, I will lose it! Oh my god. Pain enraged Fear. He threw the demon aside with one blow of his mighty paw, and the demon crashed into a tree and instantly died. Fear. Without letting me so much as touch him, Fear flew up into the sky. Blood dripped from his open wounds and scattered through the air, leaving a red trail behind. God, I hope he didn't fly away to die. Someone grabbed my hand and turned me around. What are you doing here? Why didn't you take cover? When we had time to take cover? We kind of got pummeled out of our fucking room, and then some random ass demon snatched me and tried to kill me. You think I'm just out here for kicks and giggles? A cannonball hit the wall and my room was destroyed. How did you get out of the tower? Same story. He pulled me to him and hugged me tightly. We need to get out of here. Lucifer got surrounded by several archangels, and they weren't going to let him get away that easily. Nothing but trouble. We'll put an end to it today, Lucifer. And Daddy won't help you. You could try. Lucifer was exhausted after being in prison, and one of the archangels managed to hit him on the head. Archangel stunned him, grabbed his hands, and dragged him into the heart of the battle where soldiers were trying to take each other's lives. There were screams everywhere, merging into one awful cacophony. The sky seemed stained with the blood of fallen soldiers. Even immortals are mortal. What an irony. They get scared like people, and they die with the same despair on their faces. I froze, stunned by the sounds of death, and then saw Lucifer's eyes. A golden rope wrapped around his neck was choking him. I felt like a small child thrown into a world of cruelty where I cannot possibly cope with. Oh, Shefa, this is a real war. Okay. Try to save Lucifer, or kill one of the archangels. Is that not one and the same thing? Is that different? Why does it say try to save, and not save him? Why do I feel like this will fail? Either way, I feel like I need a different outfit for this. Hold on. Alright, yeah. Now I mean business. Okay. Try to save Lucifer or kill one of the archangels. I hate that it says try to save, as if I'm gonna fail. The other one seems much more straightforward. It's like, kill them. And wouldn't killing one of them help him at the same time? I don't know. I ran after them. It's a demon move. That's an angel move. Lord. Okay. Didn't have a plan. I didn't have any specific actions in mind, but I had to try at least something to distract myself from the brutal screams. A few more quick steps, and I got close enough to get a hold of the golden rope. It dug into my hand until it started to bleed. Let go. Lucifer greedily inhaled, tore off the rope, and pushed the angels away from him. Lucifer pushed me away. Go away. I fell to the ground. A fight broke out near me and I had to crawl back to avoid being hit. Thanks for pushing me on the ground and making that worse for me to get away. From below, everything seemed even more terrifying and gruesome. Blood gushed everywhere like in one of Tarantino's movies. Everything seemed unnaturally crimson, including the sky. Someone's boot stopped a couple of inches away from my face. I slowly raised my head. Our paths meet again, unclaimed. Grabbing my wrist, he lifted me towards him in one jerk. He pulled me closer and growled through his teeth. And once again, if I wasn't on the floor, might have been in a better scenario. What side are you on? Let go. I'm not your side, that's for sure. Angel then, like mother, like daughter. Did you know your mother is a real bitch? Nobody knows that more than me. What, you think she's nice to me? He took out his sword. Weapon flashed, reflecting the light of the moon. The sword cut through the air. Dodge. Somersault. I flew up. The demon wanted to pursue me, but one of the angels attacked him and he had to leave me alone. The sky was brimming with fighting pairs of angels and demons. I tried to spot my friends amid the aggressive and desperate fighters, but there were too many immortals flying around. But then I saw Dino and I felt a strong wave of excitement and fear take over me. Dino carried Mimi in his arms. She was unconscious and her arm was dangling like a rag doll's. Mimi! I flew up to them. Dino gently laid Mimi on the ground. What's wrong with her? Is she alive? An accident can't kill an immortal, but she has a lot of broken bones. I'll take Mimi to the infirmary. Good. He got up holding her in his arms. He wanted to go, but then he hesitated. Be careful, okay? You too. I watched them go, clueless as to what to do next. Should I fight? But on whose side? And if I choose a side, am I capable of killing them one by one? What if I die myself? I turned around and peeked from behind the pile of stones that hid me from prying eyes. Why was that dark for a long time? It's a dance of death, and only survivors will hear the applause. The longer you live, the more you value your life, or perhaps it's the other way around. I watched demons and angels throw themselves to their doom, as if this was nothing but a game to them. But the blood was real, and the screams of the dying were terrifying, piercing me to my very core with horror. I was scared, and I wasn't ashamed of it. It's always scary to die, no matter how brave you are. Satan! Demons and angels parted and even stopped fighting. The seraph held a sword at Lucifer's throat. Mom was standing behind him. Before that, I haven't seen Satan on the battlefield, but once he heard the seraph's voice, Satan landed close to the arriving party. Oh, he looks so scary! Dude, I feel like I'm losing my voice. But the rat smelled that the ship was sinking and decided to get out. Stop it. I have your son. If you don't surrender and withdraw your army, I will kill him. Shepard gave me permission. Did he? Did he really? So that means he is involved, and he's given orders. Or so you say. Is Shepard the asshole here? I know he's an asshole for not getting involved. I'd advise you to soberly assess the situation, Satan. Lucifer wanted to break free, but it seems he was beaten up hard before that. One of the angels hit Lucifer's legs and he fell to his knees. Lucifer! Do you hear me, Satan? Surrender or your son dies. Satan straightened up, began to slowly stretch his back, and suddenly laughed softly. I will kill him. As confirmation of his words, Crowley placed a blade harder against Lucifer's throat. A trickle of blood ran down his neck. Lucifer was silent, but kept pushing the sword away, trying to move the blade away from his neck. Looked at his father, awaiting his reaction. He was obviously scared, but he held back his fear like a well-trained dog. Satan spread his wings slowly, as if intimidating those around him. Crowley jerked, and the army of angels were alert. One more step, and I'll kill him. So kill him. Oh, Lucifer. I'm so sorry, babe, but I knew he was gonna say that. Oh, Lord. Oh, but to see the surprise on his face. Oh, wow. Shit. He really believed that his dad wouldn't say that. Oh, that's awful. Maybe it's a bluff. What? You heard me. You can kill my son. There are things more important than him. He must be bluffing. Surely. Lucifer jumped up, letting the blade cut his throat. Blood gushed out of his mouth, flowed over his clothes, but Lucifer only covered the bleeding cut with his hand and rushed to Satan. Satan just pushed him away with his wing and advanced on the seraph. Attack! Nature then went mad. A strong wind rose out of nowhere and the lightning bolts obscured the sky. The ground trembled as if the anger that the harmony had been disturbed again. Like creeping snakes, cracks appeared everywhere, then started to widen. Angels and demons engaged in a fierce battle, barely paid attention to what was happening around them. The battle continued both on the ground and in the sky. To get to Lucifer, I had to take off, then again descend into the thick of it, miraculously avoiding the edge of many sharp blades. Lucifer was laying on the ground in a pool of his own blood, not even trying to get up. Lucifer. He looked at me indifferently, sat down on the ground, and wiped his face and neck. The wound was already healing itself. Lucifer looked around the battlefield and laughed so bitterly that I could feel his pain. Isn't this ironic? Thanks for the help. But I'll take it from... He tried to get up, but staggered. The ground trembled again, this time more strongly. The cliffs began to move and started crashing into one another. The wind became so strong that it knocked me off my feet. The cries of the conquered and victors were swallowed by the distraught elements. For a moment, everything lit up with a bright light. I turned around and froze. One of the floating cliffs flew so close to us that I could touch it. It was a lone tree atop this piece of flying rock, like in the vision! A lightning bolt flashed in the sky and silently hit the tree, and it turned on fire! Yo! Visions are coming true. I watched, bewitched by the flaring fire, devouring leaves and branches, and I couldn't move an inch. Suddenly my legs, as if moved by someone else, led me towards the fire. My wings opened as if pulled by invisible strings. Lucifer was attracted to it the same as I was. He obediently followed the call. We took off. Melody, no! I wish I could stop! And now you care? Is that us? As soon as we flew up to the cliff, we were pressed against a tree. The fire subsided, but only a little, still promising to leave nothing but ash behind it. What's going on? I tried to break free from the tree, but my whole body seemed to be glued to the trunk. My hands were spread apart, touching Lucifer's open palm on one side and someone else's palm on the other side. Who's there? Bon? Bon, is that you? Oh, Lord. An angel, a demon, and an unclaimed who's kind of in the middle of being an angel and a demon. Not to mention, like, but we're all students, though, not fully developed in a sense. So, even in the sense that we're not fully developed, but still, probably the strongest angel that we know, the strongest demon that we know, and an unclaimed who has maybe some mysterious power. But what does it all mean? He was unconscious. This is fate. You're right. Don't tell me. Don't. Huh? This came out from somewhere. He was holding a goblet of blood. Really? He's actually the bad guy? Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding? That's not a twist. That's lame. Come on. It should have been somebody better. Really? Oh my god. So the obvious bad guy is bad guy. Okay? Great. You? Pensil stopped in front of me. He smiled slowly. Son of a bitch. Lucifer tried to break free and scream. I felt his stress trying to manifest itself, but something more powerful than him suppressed it. Pensil came very close to him and whispered through his teeth. Satan gave you up to be torn apart by demons. I don't think you were surprised. Shut up. Calm down. Or do you still want to grovel before your father, who doesn't care about you, before the Seraph, who was an unclaimed no longer than yesterday, before the rest of Chef's stupid sycophants? The Seraph probably wasn't born in, Oh, does he mean my mom? He stepped away from us, clutching in the goblet. What? Why do you need all this? The struggle on the ground was fierce. Dude, my throat hurts. I've been screaming and raging. Mom and Crowley, along with the others, were cutting their opponents into pieces. Satan kept dropping dead bodies in his path. And Vincia was so calm, as if everything was going according to plan. Well, apparently it is. What happened once will happen twice. The flyer flirt. But who stopped it last time and how? Flyer flared up with a renewed vigor and soared up as if touching the moon itself. Vincia looked into the empty goblet and spoke slowly, as if meeting with his friends. The children of angels and demons did die, but that was a period of instability. And only one child survived. Malbont. He was powerful and dangerous, especially his ideas of domination. Schiffer realized that the only way to keep the harmony was to kill him. But, sensing the good in the child, he couldn't destroy him. So then he divided the boy's essence, as the whole world was divided into two hypostases, good and evil. So at least Bont wasn't tricking me, but unfortunately, where was the evil half at? The evil one was sent into captivity since it couldn't be destroyed without the good side. The good side took on an angel's disguise. He couldn't set foot on earth or in hell. Sheffield locked him in the school tower in heaven, forbidding him to go out. He could only come into contact with a select few angels. The school's lost and apply to him, so time seemed to have stopped for him. The tower blocked Bont's powers and the connection that could arise with his dark side. But the boy grew, as did his dark side in captivity. It was torture for an eternity, and only one thing saved Malbont. Vincia smiled maliciously, victoriously. His thirst for revenge. Why are you helping him? Do you want to know why? Everything. Everything. He came to me when I was crushed and lost. Of course, and you're weak, so you gave in. I heard his voice and he led me to the main fireplace in the school that had long been abandoned. Whoa! The fire burst into black flames as soon as I entered. Woo! Yo! Come closer. I looked into the fire and saw a blurry silhouette of a face. Who are you? What do you want? I'm the one who became a legend, a myth. His voice, there was something about it. I immediately knew who I was talking to. Malbont? I'm only a fraction of myself. My second half sleeps in the tower, but the time will come and it will wake up. It? Why did you contact me? I need to report. You won't do it. Really? When your wings are ripped out, when you fully taste the bitterness of losing your power and see the sweetness of Rebecca's triumph, you'll come to me, and I'll laugh. How do you know all this? There's nothing here except darkness. I've been watching you and waiting. I found a way to get out of here. If you help me, you'll have such power that you wouldn't even dare dream of. You think I'll make a deal with the devil? Me? I'm an angel. No, you're an idiot. Oh yes, that's why I suggested it. I felt a kind of rage I had never experienced before. First I thought I was angry at Malbont's proposal, but soon I realized that I was angry because I was ready to take the deal. But the more shameful I felt for being a weak coward, the stronger the anticipation of my triumph became. I'll bring all those who humiliate me to their knees. You're so stupid. I agreed. He'll probably kill you right away. My first assignment was to kill you. You were supposed to go to heaven, but then you qualified to go to the academy. Great. And when Dina was like, I smelled mint wind, that's probably the scent of his energy. He was the one who killed me. That's somehow disappointing. I feel like it almost would have been a better twist if it had been my mom. I know that's messed up. It almost would have been better. You were too noticeable. A real pain in the ass. I tried to kick you out of school, but Malbont told me not to touch you. Amity Laurent? That was you? I took the name of the last person I worked with on an assignment. He died long ago. Why did Malbont need my death? That's the most exciting part. To free Malbon, I need to perform a ritual that involves the daughter of a seraph who was born on Earth and the son of a demon that never set foot on Earth. And so far, my mother is the only unclaimed that reached seraph rank. So it only could have been me. What if I had been a boy? But I guess it's fate that I was a girl. The only seraph born on Earth is Mom. My father never set foot on Earth, unlike the rest of the demons. Together you're the master key to his liberation, but not only you. Before the ritual, one unclaimed, one inborn angel, and one inborn demon had to be sacrificed. Did a demon die? The unclaimed was Laura. The angel was Sammy. What? Oh, Winchester. Of course. I wasn't the only one who worked with Malbon. He had found many followers. One of them gave me a shard of the mirror of non-existence, the only piece they could find. I decided that if it was the murder weapon, and everyone knew it, a number of immortals would start to believe the possibility of Malbon's existence. Tears welled in my eyes, and I felt a lump in my throat. Wait, is he saying... So he killed Laura. Is he also the one who killed Sammy? Of course. Sammy's death and Winchester's is your doing. I love how she doesn't mention Laura. Honestly, don't care about her that much. But Sammy and Winchester, that's bullshit. And so he's the one who set Mom and Winchester up. I mean, I figured that much. But I thought he just did that. Angels killed Winchester. I only gave them a gentle push. With Malbon's help, of course. Seraph Crowley, Seraph Crowley. Fencio ran to us slightly out of breath. What's the matter? A word. We almost reached the edge of the flying on the cliff was built and began to return. Fencio and Crowley walked ahead so we could hear bits and pieces of the conversation. Is that important now? It matters to me. Hey, where is she going? Angel Fencio pointing towards the gazebo. But you killed Laura and Sammy. That was an order. Laura was praying on her knees in the shadows that do not show me him killing Sammy. Shefa, I haven't asked you for anything before. I've already lost a lot. This new unclaimed. She isn't worthy of studying among the immortals. She's unworthy. I started with the unclaimed to gradually increase the tension between angels and demons. That's what I wanted. No one was around. It was the perfect crime. She didn't try to resist. She opened her eyes in horror and flirted her eyelashes like a fool. Yeah, that could she was praying to Shefa to what? Punish me? Because she deemed me unworthy? Really? Fuck that bitch. What are you doing? Ah! I didn't mean to hurt the unclaimed. That's what it's about. No. Yes, it was easy. Until you showed up again. I had to hide in the Garden of Adam and Eve to wipe the blood off my hands. Either the rumors are wrong or this is Malbon's intervention, but my mind remains sober and not subject to the spell of this maze. It's all you. You! Yes. I wrote the name of Malbon so everyone will remember him and connect his name to recent events. Talking about him will soon make him a symbol of a new era, a symbol of the fight against injustice. It was I who harbored the escaped prisoners inside the school to attack the students. I killed your Sammy. But it wasn't an easy deal to... No! No!
Oh God, please, no!
He was heading somewhere and I had to call out to him. Sammy. Angel Fencio. I had to act quickly. Taken by surprise, he missed one hit. Then he grabbed my wrist, staring at me confusedly. Are you No, 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 no. He was smarter than Laura. The inscription, my vision, you changed it. Sammy had dreams about me and Melbont swapped my face with yours to hide my involvement. Sammy understood it after the first strike. I drove the knife into him again and again until he fell to the ground. I did everything quickly and accurately without getting my hands dirty. But when I was about to leave, he grabbed my hand and, coughing up blood, wheezing with his last breath, shouted, "You're forgetting something." He laughed. The mouth dies when it reaches its goal. Yeah, you're gonna fucking die, ho. I don't know what you thought Melbones would give you power. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. What does Sammy mean? That Vincio's a dead man walking. Hell yeah, he is. Imagine my surprise when I found out that you have been talking to Bont. You made it easier for me, Melody, and you've released someone who even I had trouble freeing. I think it was a mistake to have a connection to Melbont. I think that was a mistake. I don't expect people like you to understand me. I don't need your approval. On the contrary, I want to see your hatred. Now it's your turn to feel what it's like to hate for so many years. Why are you telling us this? Melbont told me to tell you everything. You're an ordinary half-breed mongrel. I used to think better of you when you were a school teacher. You think your words hurt me, you cretin? Do you know which player is more likely to win in the game of chess? One who is ready to sacrifice a knight to a check and checkmate the king at the end. I'm ready. What are you prepared to sacrifice? What exactly have you sacrificed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So all that's left is your life, which I hope goes very quickly. Pincio went to Lucifer and slit his wrist with 2 sharp movements. Bastard, I'll kill you. I can hear the despair in your voice. He raised the goblet so that the blood would drip into it. Then he came up to me and did the same. The cliff was trembling and the wind blew away everything in its path. Pain and fear took over my body. The goblet, the tree, everything is an omen of the ritual. Our blood filled the cup almost to the brim. He came up to Bont. Don't touch him! Melbont wants it. Pincio poured all the blood on the angel's head. As soon as the blood touched him, it started to hiss and was absorbed into his skin. Oh my god. Oh, poor baby. His eyes turned red as if all the blood went into them. Bont! And the final touch. Angel Pincio took a mirror out of his pocket. That's mine! Bont gave it to me. When I saw this mirror, I realized that Bont unknowingly gave you the rest of the mirror of non-existence. I barely managed to stifle a laugh. Pincio approached me. Without you and Bont, who knows? It might never have happened. Resentment, anger, and bitterness for my own mistakes and an inability to change anything tormented me. I wanted to break free, but I couldn't. I screamed heart-rendingly and struggled. What will Dino say when he finds out what you've done? Pincio flinched and the smile disappeared from his face. And the final touch remains. He pointed the mirror at Bont, spoken in a language that I've never heard, and suddenly something black leaked out of the mirror. And it entered Bont. He started convulsing. His body rose into the air and an inhuman sound began to come out of his throat. I watched with horror at his torment, but then pain contorted my body. Melody. Everything became blurry before my eyes, and I felt. Chef's presence. A bright light blinded me. Little by little, my eyes got used to it, but apart from the white veil around, I couldn't see anything. I could see some shapes in the distance, but then their outlines got distorted and dissolved. It seemed like a dream or a parallel reality. Shefa? I felt his presence. His power, so immeasurably great, made me uncomfortable. The air vibrated as if something massive was approaching, and then I heard. Yo! He looks sick, dude. What the fuck have you been doing, though? Why do you want to talk now? I knew this day would come. Then why you do shit about it? The voice echoed from everywhere like a rumble of roaring thunder. Malbon is forcing me to intervene again. You didn't, but I mean, you already knew he was. You could probably see everything falling into place. Why didn't you stop it before we got to this point? Shefa, I was shocked and I couldn't find the words for anything. What should I do? Everything is based on harmony. Like Nemesis with her scales, keeping an eye on justice and not allowing one side of the scales to prevail over the other. So does that mean I'm supposed to keep a balance between angel and demon points? To keep the peace, you need to choose the right side. Well, you just said not to tip the scales. They need to be a balance. But now you're telling me to choose a side. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What do you mean, the right side? You are now connected with Malbon. I trust you can reach the goodness in him. This is what I was afraid of. Malbon went and stole my boyfriend. And now he's trapped in there. And I have to go play nice with Malbon to get him out of there. Great. Great. Maybe I should stay with Dino. But Shefa, what can I do? You hold in your hands a power you don't deserve.
Bruh.
Bitch, if I have it, ain't it your fault? Like, are you all powerful or not? Clearly not, apparently. I don't even know why I'm listening to him. He just sitting here talking a fucking riddle. Okay, you're done. I didn't give it to you. Fate decided it. But I appeal to your intelligence. It's up to you whether or not you ruin my children. And which children exactly are you referring to? Because it seems like only angels that you care about. Everything began to fade and the small fires flared up here and there. I felt the wind, heard the screams. I spoke to Shefa. Yeah, great deal that was. That was stupid. The light faded. I was back. You're useless. He's useless. He's actually useless. And you got nerves to sit there and judge me. Fuck you, Shefa. How about that? So, Chef is a stupid bitch. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, but that's very disappointing. That's highly disappointing. And he's just gonna play the godlike thing that I don't have to explain myself. Melody, look at me. I turned to him, trying to block Bond's screams. Don't be afraid. Been waiting for this for so long. I don't care. Pensil laughed triumphantly. Another lightning bolt flashed in the sky and hit our tree again. The cliff shattered. I saw the ground crumbling under my feet. There were thick, winding tree roots protruding from beneath. Everything started to spin before my eyes. Dull pain pierced through my body. My ears were ringing. I raised myself on one hand and looked around. The faces of the immortals were filled with hatred and weariness. They swung their swords and their wings trembled with tension. Bloody feathers were floating everywhere. And I suddenly felt so scared that it would never end. I got to my feet, barely keeping my balance. Mom? Even though your wings are golden, you're still unclaimed inside. Satan was holding my mother by the throat. Her legs didn't touch the ground and her whole body twitched. Her hands grabbed and scratched Satan's fingers, trying to free herself. Crawley was nowhere near. The fear for my mother, the rage, and the fatigue all mixed into one volatile cocktail of emotions that gave me strength. I felt empty before, but right now, my cup was filled to the brim. I never felt so omnipotent before, and I took advantage. I screamed with all of my might. My scream generated a powerful shockwave. Demons and angels fell, and Satan got distracted, staggered, and let my mom go. Mom fell to the ground. I grabbed a sword from the ground on the go and ran up to Satan. I envisioned the earth becoming loose and soft like quicksand, and it happened. Satan began to sink. His body weight worked against him. What's going on? That's what the fuck I want to know. A shrill wail came from his throat. Satan's head rolled at my feet. Excuse me? What? How? What? Hello? For a while, everyone was silent. I threw the sword aside and turned around. They looked at me with horror, surprise, and awe. No one could have predicted my newly revealed power, nor my cruelty. My legs and hands were trembling. Blood dripped from my fingers onto the ground. Where did this power come from? It's as if they were expecting something from me, and I shouted at both armies. Satan is dead! War is useless. Angels and demons didn't stop fighting. Their faces looked confused. Mom shouted, "It's over!" The silence was so bold, so inappropriate and harsh that it began to ring in my ears. It was as if in my brain, accustomed to the battle noises, had forgotten what silence felt like. Everyone was wondering if this was really the end. A flap of wings answered the unspoken question. It was so loud against the background of total silence. Everyone raised their heads to the sky. Bond has landed in front of us. Not Bond, but Malbon. Oh, babes. Oh, babes. Don't have his face. I was hoping they would change his face. I can't look at that face. His pretty eyes are gone. Oh. Oh. God, don't look at me with that face, with that expression. Ah. Asshole. Oh. Great. I have a new person to hate. And yet I have to get close to him because he has what's mine. Great. I could see it in his eyes. It wasn't the Bond I knew. The ground cracked under his feet and dust arose. He smiled predatorily, looked at us from under his eyebrows, and said, "This is just the beginning." At first, all the demons froze in shock, but the next second, one by one, they began to kneel in front of him. Oh no. Just writing down my points. And I still don't know whether it pays to be on his route or not. If only now I'm thinking maybe it should be a strong connection. So I can maybe try to get through to him. But fuck if I know. Fuck if I still don't know at this point. Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. I don't even know what happens from here. Like, what is his plan? Because he wanted war. There's already been one. So now what? Now are all the demons worshipping him? Is he gonna lead a fight against Shefa? Shefa ain't coming out to play, so I don't know who he gonna be fighting. We all know Shefa ain't gonna do shit. You know, he just told me he wasn't gonna do shit. He's gonna leave it up to me. Because, you know, he's useless. Oh, Lord. See, this is on the one hand, this is why I don't like playing the story. It's like an emotional roller coaster. I've been recording for 2 hours, 14 minutes. It's gonna be a long video. But I already decided to put it all in one video. I'm just gonna edit the bits out in between, and that's gonna be it. Sorry, y'all can pause. Y'all can pause if I need to take a break. But yeah, I know I need to do this all in one go because I don't have it in me to take this one at a time. I need to just take it all at once, deal with it so I can move on. That's what Heaven Seeker is always like to me. It's just like, why? Why did you show me Sammy dying? I'm not okay. I'm not gonna be okay until Fincio is dead. Like I killed Satan. Let me use that power against Fincio, bitch. If Malbon doesn't kill him himself. What do you think his plan could be? What do you guys think? Theory. I'm tapped out. What are you guys' theories? The main theory came true. That Bont is gonna turn into him some sort of way. I feel bad for him. He's just like trapped in there now. But then I said it's about harmony. So is it really about throwing the evil side of him away? Or about helping Malbon find a balance within? But how much shit are we gonna let him get away with before he can find that balance? And by the end of it, is it gonna be worth giving him forgiveness? And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here. It is late, my throat hurts, I need some tea. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not sure if I did. I'm kind of all over the place. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and show a like button, some love. Subscribe to see more content like this. And I'll see you next time, guys. This was a lot. Bye.